everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Wine Women Life. It's your girl, Christina, the other half of Wine Women Life. I know y'all been missing Ariel. She will be back. So today's podcast is dedicated towards the men. I decided to do a podcast that will appeal to men more so because I hear so many men ask the question, what do women want? What do they desire? What do they need? Like, what is it? I always hear guys say that we are so complicated. And of course, as a woman, I'm naturally going to say, no, we're not that complicated. And if you really get to know us, we're really not that complicated. But I can see why a guy would say that because our brains are a little bit more complex at times. But today I want to give you my opinion as to what women desire in a man. And of course, every woman has different particulars, but there's always the main big picture as to what a woman truly desires. And I want to say most women, maybe not all women, but I believe that most women want these things that I'm about to give to you. My list is not in any particular order. It doesn't go from highest to lowest. It's just kind of all over. So the first pointer is that she desires her man to be kind and considerate. And I'm going to tell you, those two qualities go hand in hand, and they go a very long way with us as women. I know I have dated different personalities in the past, and I've dated some who were super kind, and I've dated some who were not so kind. And I'm going to tell you right now, of course, I will go for the guys that are so kind. Like the ones that were not so kind, it's just such a big turnoff. And unfortunately, you have guys out here that are like that. And I don't like making excuses, but there are different reasons as to why a man might be like that. It could be his background, something happened in his life, he went through something. And this goes all the way back to my last podcast that discussed healing. If we're not healed, we really can't be our best selves, now can we? Number 2, financial stability. I don't think I can emphasize that enough. Now, certain women may want particulars. I hear women on YouTube all the time talk about how they want a man that makes 6 figures, this high value man. My definition of a high value man is completely different. But hey, society believes that a high value man makes 6 figures, right? That's just personally not my thing. I don't care if he makes 6 figures. What I care about is how financially stable are you? And I think most really good women who are just women in general, they want you to be financially stable. They want you to be able to hold your own, especially women who want to have a family one day. You have to be financially stable. How well do you take care of your finances? Are you a person that invests? Are you a person that saves? Are you a person that or are you a person that likes to spend needlessly? You like to live above your means. For a woman that's like a real good high value woman, she's going to look at that and she's going to be like, I don't think so. The third thing that a woman desires in a man is to be a good listener. I don't think I can emphasize that enough. We need you to hear us and not just hear us, but to really, really take in what we say, what we are conveying to you. Now, a high value woman is not going to be the type of woman that has you read in between the lines because she will understand that men, you need to be very direct with men. And if there's something that you need or a point that you want to get across, you have to be direct with a man. Okay. You can't just be all around the bush and around the corner and around the earth and then back to the US. Like, no, seriously, you want to be direct, but we do enjoy it when a man actually sits down and listens to what we have to say and take those words to heart. We don't want a guy that just takes our words in one ear and out of the other. We really, really want you to just listen. And we might not necessarily need you to fix it. We just want you to listen. Another thing that we desire is a man who is mentally and emotionally mature. This is a must. Now, when I say mental, I think that it's self-explanatory. When I say emotional, a guy who can manage his emotions very well, because life will throw you really tough situations. And then when you're in a relationship, you're thrown even tougher situations sometimes. Are you a man that can maneuver through those tough situations and really take control of your emotions and really manage them well? And of course, us as women, we got to do our part, right? Of course. But this podcast is about what women desire. So we do desire a man who is mature in both areas. And, me personally, I don't need a perfect guy, but I really like a guy when he's really working on himself, working to be the best version of himself, because we're all very capable of doing that. And having a man that's willing to grow in those areas, I think is an absolute beautiful thing. Now, in harmony with this, I feel like these are my opinions. I feel like when a person is not mentally or emotionally stable, it can lead to emotional abuse as well as physical abuse. It could. I'm not saying that it will, but it could. When you are not taking care of your emotions or of your mental. The next thing that us as women desire is a man who is more than willing to satisfy our needs. Now, of course, as women, we want to make sure we're satisfying the needs of our men, right? Because I don't want no men coming for me talking about, well, y'all want this, what y'all gonna do? Listen, we're gonna do our part if we're a high value woman. But as women, we do appreciate when a man can satisfy our needs, whatever those needs might be. Okay? If we need affection in a relationship, satisfy them, baby. Physical needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, satisfy them. A good woman will forever appreciate you. Another thing that women desire is a man to be vulnerable and open. I have heard so many women complain about men and that they're not opening up. They're not really saying what's really going on inside of them. But then I also hear men say, well, I don't want my man being a wimp. You know what? Being emotionally vulnerable, those are not wimps. Those are real men who open up, real men who say what's on their hearts, real men who will give it to you straight. Because when a man is able to open up in a relationship, it just opens the door for trust. It opens the door for a bond, a stronger bond to be formed. And I think too many times we take that for granted. Women deep inside really want a guy to be able to open up. Last but not least, we want y'all to be masculine, to embrace your masculinity. I think that might be at the top of the list. Women naturally like men to take charge, unless they're like super bossy women. I don't know. But most women like for a man to take charge. And when I say take charge, I don't mean you're being domineering or pompous in the relationship, or like, I'm the man and it's my word or no word at all. No, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a man who will take the initiative in the relationship while still listening to his woman, and whatever concerns she has, whatever opinions she has, whatever decisions that she wants to be a part of, you listen to her. You take those into account, and then you yourself take the lead in those decisions. There is nothing sexier than a man that does that, honey. I'm just saying. These are the things that women desire in a man. If you feel like I left something out, feel free to comment below. If you feel like you're not too sure about one of the points I mentioned, feel free to comment about that. But this is the list that I constructed for myself on what real women really would desire in a man. And I think it's a pretty good darn list. All right, stay tuned for our next podcast next week. Until then, peace out, y'all.